Hello everyone. This is a special request from my friend and neighbour Brandie for a glute focused class. We'll throw a few other things in there as well, but it is glute focused. Please, as always, look after your bodies and your injuries. If you need to adapt the exercises, please do, and if you need to do fewer repetitions of the exercises until you build up strength, then that's also a good thing to do. You may want to have a chair near you for the balancing exercises, or you could go near a wall. And if you have some small hand weights, you might want those for one of the exercises, but it's certainly not necessary. All right, we're going to start standing. And we'll start with our feet hip distance apart. Ground the feet down into the mat. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Lengthen the spine. Have the collarbones nice and wide. The abdominals drawing in. Take a nice deep breath into the sides and the backs of the ribs. And then exhale and lengthen the spine even further, relaxing the shoulders. And again, nice deep breath into the ribs. And exhale, relaxing down. Adding some arms. We'll exhale and take the arms overhead without arching the spine. And inhale to circle the arms wide around, mobilizing through the shoulders. Exhale up. Inhale, wide around. Exhale up. Shoulders stay away from the ears. One more time. Exhaling up. Inhaling, wide around. We're going to change that now and change the breathing. And this time we'll inhale up and lift the sternum up towards the ceiling and circle wide around to lengthen the spine. So just adding a little bit of extension on the inhale and circle wide around. Make sure the abdominals are drawing in just to protect the lower back a little bit. And one more time like that. Inhaling and exhaling wide around. We'll take the arms in the other direction. Keep the spine nice and straight as you take the arms up and down the front. And we'll go again. Take the arms up. And two more times. I'm turning my palms outwards as I lift up and turning my palms down to come down. Last one, shoulders stay away from the ears. Okay, stay at the top here. Let's widen the stance a little bit. Hold on to one wrist. And on the exhale, take the spine up and over into a nice side bend. Inhale there. Exhale, draw the abdominals in to come back to the center. Switch hands. Exhale up and over. You can allow the pelvis to move a little bit if that feels nice. Shoulders stay away from the ears. Exhale up and over, just stretching through the side body. Inhale there. Exhale to lift. And again, lengthen up and over. Nice lengthened spine. Inhaling there. Exhaling back to center. Two more times. Just watch that the shoulders stay stacked over each other. That you're not rotating too much through the spine. One more time. Up and over. Inhaling there. And then come all the way back to the center. And then let's just bring the arms down by our sides. Bring the feet back to their hip distance apart position. We're going to stand on one leg, so you may want the chair or the wall near you for this one. What we're going to do is draw the abdominals in, and then we're just going to lift the heel of one foot. Keep the knees together as you take the foot behind you, so that you're having to work the glute to open the front of the hip, and you're also doing a little bit of balancing as well. And then bring that foot down, taking a breath in. Exhale, draw the abdominals in, and then lift the foot. And lower it down. Alternating sides. If this is not very much of a challenge for you, if you don't find balancing very challenging, then you could always close your eyes. So closing the eyes will increase the challenge on the balance. Let's do two more each side. Lifting and lowering. Trying to keep the hips level with each other. So as you lift the leg, one hip doesn't hike up. Last two. And last one. We're going to take that into a lunge now. So you're going to lift one leg and then just lunge back, take a nice wide stance and drop the back knee down to the mat. And then you can creep the front foot forward a little bit so that you get a nice stretch in the hip flexor in front of the hip. And the knee comes over the ankle. Make sure you don't sink Mobilising the spine through rotation just a little bit while we're down here. We'll do one more each side. Exhaling. Inhale, centre. Exhale. Inhale, centre. Hands on the hips. Readjust the stance. Bring the feet a little closer together. Tuck the back foot under. And we're just going to do some lifts and lowers in this lunge position. So, engaging the glutes. You're going to lift and lower. Pressing equally into both legs. Lift and lower. Try to keep your shoulders over your hips. Lift and lower. You could always have the wall or a chair next to you if you need to for balance. Do two more. Lift and lower. And one more. Lift and lower. And then see if you can just come straight forwards and down. Okay, we've got the other side to do. So, keeping the pelvis level. Lift the back leg and take it behind you. And then when you're ready, drop the knee down. So again, trying to find stretch in the front of the hip, creeping the foot forwards, drawing the abdominals in so you're not sinking into your lower back. And we'll just take a few breaths in this stretch. If it feels good in your body, you can take the arms up. A couple of exhales to release. Bring the arms forward, we'll do a little bit of rotation. We'll exhale to one side, inhale to the centre. Try not to lean back, try to keep the shoulders over the hips. Exhaling round, inhaling centre. Exhaling round, opening the chest out to the side. We've got two more. Listen to your body. If your back doesn't like this, then reduce the range of movement. Hands on hips, readjust the stance a little bit, tuck the back toes under, take a breath in, exhale to lift, inhale to lower, engaging the glutes, lifting and lowering, and again, we've got two more, lift and lower, and one more, and then we're going to come up into the balance and lower that leg down. Okay, carry on with the balance theme. You may want the wall or the chair. Lift the heel of one foot, lift the ball of the foot, and with the pelvis level, come into standing on one leg, and then take the opposite arm up. We'll do running man with a nice soft standing knee. Take a breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head, and then hinge forwards. You can either just come to this position, or if you want, you can try and touch down on the floor, and then bring yourself back up again. And again, lengthening through the spine. I forgot to tell you, if you're standing on quite a squishy mat, you'll increase your balance challenge. So you need to make it easier, stand on the floor. And up again. Two more. Last one. Lengthening through the spine. Engaging the glute as you lift. Okay, we're going to come into that position, hinging forwards, and then with your hands on your hips, try to sway the hips in front of the mat and straighten the back leg. And then from here, we're just going to tap the toe down, squeeze the glute to lift up. Tap down, lift up. Three more. Trying to stabilise on that standing leg, working both glutes in different ways. Stay at the top on the next one, and we're going to do 5 knee bends of the standing leg. Bend and straighten, bend and straighten. 3 more. Last one coming up. And then standing. Okay, shake the legs out. Let's go on to the other side. Lifting the heel of the foot, the ball of the foot, hips are square to the front. Opposite arm comes up. Take a breath in. Slightly bend the supporting leg as you come into your running man. Touch the floor or not. Hold on to the chair if you need to, or the wall. Coming back up again. Lengthening through the spine. Just breathe as you need to. Engaging the glutes as you come to stand. Trying not to open up too much to the side of the hips. So trying to keep the hips squarish to the front. Do 2 more. Use the glute to stand. One more time. Press into the floor to stand. And then come back to the running man position. Straighten the back leg. Put your hands on your hips so you can feel that they're square to the floor, and then drop the foot down to the floor and lift. Engaging the glute. 2, we're doing 5. 3, 4, and 5. Bring it back up again, and then we bend the supporting knee. 5, squeeze up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come to standing. Okay, well done. Let's do some squats. Feet hip distance apart, leg through the crown of the head. Pilates squats. We're going to hinge at the hips. Spine stays straight. Reach the arms forward, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then squeeze the glutes to lift all the way up again. Let's inhale to come down. Bottom goes behind you as if you're about to sit on a little stool. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Just watch your neck alignment, your eye line. You don't want to be looking straight forwards so that you're swishing the back of the neck. Keep the back of the neck nice and long. Your knees are tracking over your toes. Watch that the knees don't go in or out. Lengthening through the crown of the head. Let's do 3 more. Inhaling down. Exhaling up. As you come up, push the heels down, squeeze through the glutes to come up. Let's stay down on this one. Lift the heel of one foot, put it down. Lift the heel of the other foot, put it down. Can you lift both heels? And down and squeeze all the way up. Good. Okay, wide-legged squats. Taking the legs wide, angling the toes out. 10 and 2. Shoulders stay over hips. Take a breath in. And then take the knees out over the toes. Find a nice stretch in the inner thighs, keeping your chest forwards. Squeeze your inner thighs together, engage the glutes to come back to stand. Let's add some arms. You could put your add your little arm weights here if you wanted to. Let's inhale down. So we're going to inhale down, exhale to come back up. Inhale down, exhale to come back up. And again. Try to keep your knees tracking over your toes. So watch that your knees don't come in or out. Well, hard to go out, but they don't roll inwards. So sort of feel as though you're pressing more on the outside edge of your foot. On the next one, let's stay down. Staying down. Can you lift the heel of one foot without moving the pelvis? Put the heel down. Other side. Put the heel down. Both sides together. And down, squeeze the inner thighs to come up. Okay, adding some side lunges. You could grab your hand weights now or a bottle of water or something in each hand if you wanted a little bit of extra. So we're just going to turn and lunge towards the side and then squeeze the glutes and come back up again. Lengthen through the spine, keep the spine flat, turn and back. Adding the arms, we're just going to hinge down and then just use the tricep to straighten the arms backwards and then come back again. Lengthen, arms come back, release the arms, come back again. Straighten, lengthen, straighten the arms, come back again. Find a breathing pattern that works for you. Often nice to have one breath for each movement. Squeeze the glutes to push back up. So push into the heel of the leg you're standing on. We're going to do 2 more after this. 2 more each side. Make sure the back of the neck stays nice and long. Last set coming up. And last one. Okay, put the weights to the side. Let's do a couple of roll downs. Feet hip distance apart, length through the spine. Let's inhale as we take the arms up overhead. Breast go reaching up towards the ceiling. Exhale and bring the arms down. Start to roll through the spine. Peeling through the spine, doing that lovely stretch in the lower back. After all that glute work. Hang down here for a few seconds, stretching the backs of the legs. Notice where the weight is in your feet. Try to keep the weight over the centre of the arches, and on your next exhale, draw the abdominals in. Open up the hips to round yourself up, and then lengthen through the spine. Take take the arms out wide. Draw the tummy muscles in so the lower back doesn't get too involved. Lift the chin and the chest. And then one more time, rolling down. Exhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Roll yourself all the way down. We're going to stay down at the bottom here. Let the head be heavy and relaxed. Take a couple of breaths. And then just place your hands on the mat and step back into a forward kneeling position. Wrists directly underneath your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips, and a real length through the spine, the top of the head reaching away from the tail. Watch you don't lock the elbows, keep the elbows a little bit soft, the eyes of the elbows looking at each other. We need to start just with a little bit of scapular isolation, just to bring awareness to what our shoulder blades are doing. Draw your shoulder blades together behind you. Pinch the shoulder blades together as you let the sternum drop, and then push the mat away so that they separate. Do that a few more times. Shoulder blades draw together, and back. One more time, and back. This time separate the shoulder blades away from the spine, puffing the back up, and release. We're not doing a cat, we're just separating the shoulder blades behind you. We'll do one more, and then we'll bring the shoulder blades in a position where they're neither squeezing together nor puffing apart, so they're flat on the ribs. And now we'll just move the pelvis, keeping the upper body nice and still. Tip the tailbone under to round the lower back, and then release the tailbone away, lifting the tail up towards the ceiling, arching the lower back. Tailbone tucks under a little bit, draw the abdominals in, and then release the tail the other way. One more time, tailbone tucks under, scoop the abdominals in, and then release the other way, and then bring the pelvis into what feels like neutral, so neither tucked nor arched the other way. Abdominals are supporting. From here, we're sliding one leg back until it's straight without lifting the pelvis up on that side, so the pelvis stays nice and level. You're going to flex the foot, and then just using the glutes rather than arching the back, just squeeze the glute and lift the leg just to hip height. If you lift it too high, you won't be able to help arching the back, so we're just going to lift the leg to hip height, squeezing the glute, try not to open up on the side of the hip. Let's do two more like that. Really feeling engagement in the glute as you lift, keeping the rest of the spine nice and still. Adding in the opposite arm if it feels good to you. We're just lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Finding length through the spine. Abdominals are keeping that lower back nice and supported. And the opposite elbow is soft. Two more. Last one. On this last one, let's stay here and let's inhale and lift the arm and lift the leg and find some extension in the back. And then curl under with the leg, just rounding the back for the stretch. And we'll go on to the other side. Readjust yourself so you're in a good position again. Soften the elbows and then slide the leg back so that the pelvis stays level. Always put a tennis ball on the back to check whether you're actually doing this. And then from here, flexing the foot, lift the heel just to hip height and lower. Shouldn't feel any tension in your lower back. The work should all be in the glute. Let's do two more here without the arm. And then we're going to bring in the opposite arm. So opposite arm, opposite leg, lifting and lowering. Shoulders relaxed away from the ear. Lifting and lowering. Trying to stay nice and balanced. On this next one, we'll stay at the top. And let's inhale, lift the chin and the chest, lift the leg, find some extension. And then bring the hand down. Tuck the knee towards you to round the lower back. And good. Okay. Just bring the feet together, knees apart. Push yourself back into a rest position. And just take a couple of breaths in that rest position. And from the rest position, you're going to start to come up into a cat. You might need to just pull the knees together a little bit. So round your body forwards. When your shoulders are over your wrists, Start to make a cat with your spine as you round forwards, and then you can drop the knees to the mat, reach the chest forwards, and kind of do some extension. Just make sure the abdominals are working, so you're not dropping too much into your lower back. And then tuck the toes under, scoop the tummy in, hover the knees round your spine as you push up into your butt stretch position. We'll just do 2 more of those. Scooping the tummy into round the spine as you come back and drop the knees and then reach the chest forward. Let's inhale here. And then tucking the toes, hover the knees, scoop the tummy in. And press back. Last one coming up. Scooping the tummy in, rounding up and over. Drop the knees, reach the chest forwards. And last time, rounding up and over and pressing back. Okay, and then drop the knees. We're just going to go into a little ab series. Oh no, we'll do some bridging first, and then we'll come into the ab series. So let's roll down into our relaxation position. Neck is nice and long, shoulders are wide. Have the feet hip distance apart and not too far away from your sitting bones. If you lift the head and shoulders, you should be able to touch your shins there. Okay? We're starting off in a neutral spine, so the hip bones and the pubic bone are level with each other. And we're just going to start off with some spine curls mobilizing through the spine. Taking a breath in, draw the abdominals in as you exhale and round the lower back into the mat. Press into your feet and peel your spine off the mat one bone at a time, reaching your knees away from you. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, soften through the spine, drop through the breastbone, and roll yourself all the way down. And then level off. Take a breath in. Exhale, draw the abdominals in. Round the lower spine, and roll yourself up, sending your knees over your toes. Watch that your knees don't drop out to the side. So make sure your big toes are pressing down into the floor. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to roll through the spine and the lower back. We'll do one more like that, then we're going to change it up. Exhaling, mobilizing through the spine, relaxing the shoulders. Your glutes will be engaging as you lift. And then exhaling to lower yourself all the way down. This time we're not going to roll through the spine. We're going to come up into a straight bridge, so you'll use your arms to press down into the floor. You're going to take a breath in, going to exhale, engage the hamstrings, the glutes, and just lift straight up into a bridge. Inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. 3, we're going to do 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Stay up at the top on 10. Lift the one foot. And from here, we're going to do 5. Drop down, lift up, drop down, lift up. Make sure that the hip bones are level with each other. Working really hard in that standing leg. At the top, stop and switch legs. Hips are level with each other. Drop down, lift up. So you're really squeezing and pushing into that standing leg to be able to lift up. One more. Drop that leg down. Changing it up a little bit, we're going to switch legs, straighten the leg towards the ceiling. From here, 3 little circles in one direction. 1, 2, 3. Always bend the knee if you need to, other direction. 1, 2, 3. Stay up here, last bit. Flex the foot down, keep the hips high, point up. Flex down, point up, flex down, point up. Bring the leg down onto the other side. If you need a break, roll yourself down and do the other side. Okay, 3 little circles in one direction. 1, 2, 3. Breathing as you need. Last 3, 2, 1. And then foot comes down, lift it up. Hips stay level, lift it up. Last one. Lift it up, bring the foot down. Let's take the arms overhead so we get a really good stretch as we roll ourselves all the way down through the spine. Level the pelvis off. Good. And then we're just going to cross one leg over the other in our figure 4 stretch. Just get a little stretch. Couple of choices here. You can, if this is enough of a stretch for you, you can stay here. If you want a little bit more, you can feed your hands underneath your thigh. Pull your thigh towards you, but try to keep that neutral pelvis and allow the bent knee to draw away from you so that you get a good stretch. Let's take a couple of breaths there. And drop that foot down, going on to the other side. Cross the ankle, over the leg. Try not to let the leg move. And then if you flex the foot, you protect the knee as well. Draw the abdominals in. You can either stay here or you can lift that leg. Try to keep a neutral pelvis and allow this knee to draw away from you as you pull the other leg towards you. Tailbone stays down towards the floor. Finding that stretch, couple of breaths. And then release it down. Okay, let's roll up. We're going to do a little ab series. And then we'll go on to some side lunge. So take the arms behind you, lift the arms up, exhale, nod the chin. If you need some help, put your hands in your lower back and push to help you up. Otherwise, you're going to just roll all the way up. And then just bend your knees, bring your feet towards you. We're going to do a little bit of rolling like a ball. So let's do 6 of these. Hover your feet off the floor, draw your abdominals into around your lower back. Try to keep your shoulders away from your ears and press your arms into the legs. Here we go. Inhale back to the shoulder blades. Exhale, come up and balance. Inhale to shoulder blades. Exhale, come up and balance in that flexed position. Inhale to shoulder blades and back. We've got 3 more. We're going to stay at the top on the 3rd one. Last 2. Last one. At the top here, hold on to one leg. The inside hand goes onto the knee, the outside hand goes onto the ankle, and then gently lower yourself all the way down. So we're in our single leg stretch position. From here, let's lower the leg and lift. Both toes are in line. Lower and lift. We'll do one more like this. Lower and lift. And now we're going to switch legs 3 times. We switch, we switch, we switch, and lower and lift. If you're getting a tired neck, you can always adjust this, put your hands behind your head. Let's go again. Switch, switch, switch. We do 3, and 2, and 1, and switch, switch, switch. Last, lift and lower. 2, and 1. Switch, switch, switch. From here, take the hands behind the head. Rotate, lift opposite shoulder towards opposite knee. Look towards the floor beside you. Lift and lower the leg. 3, 2, 1. We switch. 1, 2, 3, and stay. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Switch. 3, 2, 1. Lower and lift. We've got one more side to do. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, and 1. If you need a break, have a break. Otherwise, we'll go straight into double leg stretch. Reach your hands to the outside of the shins. Keep your curl up. Inhale and reach the arms and legs away from each other. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale away. Exhale, pull it in. And again. We've got 3 more. Try not to drop out of your curl as you take the arms behind you. Last 2. Last 1. Straight into single leg lowers. Hold on to one leg. Lower the other leg. Pull, pull. And switch. Pull, pull. And switch. Pull, pull. Pull, pull. Last one. And then just lower yourself all the way down and give your knees a little hug. I'm going to pause the video and then we'll do some side lying when we come back.